My name is Zach, and this is Rhino Exploration. So there's the blue Yeti, guys. Hooked up to the solar panel, soaking up some juice. Because it ran flat last night from the heated blanket. And it's all on me. But I went to use it, but I had it set too high and didn't realize it. I thought I was setting the timer, and actually I was setting the heat. So we're going to get some charge back with that. So we're going to let that sit there, soak up the sun, and we're going to go finish setting up camp. What I'm going to do right now is we're actually going to finish setting up the inside of the tent, because we got to set up the Lost Horizon air mattress and just get the blankets and everything out. I like getting all that set up, so when I'm tired and I can crawl in there, I just crawl in there and I'm done. Alright guys, you want to see what home kind of looks like? Here you go. Here's home. So we have our Lost Horizon sleeping mat. You can see it right there. The heated blanket, which is on top of a sleeping bag. And then we have 3 other blankets in here because I like blankets and having that weight on me. And then there's the linen box, clothes, hygiene, and my lantern. But yeah, guys, this is what home looks like at night. As you guys kind of know, I don't have a fridge, and that's one thing that I'd like to get one day. But what we are using, it is a styrofoam cooler. Don't judge me too hard. Y'all have probably seen it sitting in the back of the Jeep throughout the day and yesterday. And it makes a hell of a noise, and it is stupid annoying. But I have to admit, it does keep my stuff pretty dang cold. Like, this is still like I pulled it out of the freezer yesterday. Or the fridge, sorry. Well, I pulled some of it out of the fridge, some out of the freezer. So it's been working really well. And then, if you can see, let's see if we can get it. This is just a plain old cooler with all my dry goods in it. I used to have them in a bin, and I found I didn't like that, and it was taking up too much space. And because space is a luxury, and I've got this all down to a lovely little puzzle. All my dry food is in there, which is all sitting on top of my recovery box. So I have quick access to it if I need it, because I can just pull those out, open it up, and there's all my recovery things. And then this is my strap that I have running across the back of the Jeep to stop the totes from sliding forward. It actually does really well. It has stopped it. And then we have a couple other straps that are strapping down the totes. And then we have one that straps the gas can down in the back. Now y'all are probably going, why is your gas in the Jeep? 1, I do not have a thing to mount it to the back of the Jeep yet. One thing I'm going to get. And 2, I didn't buy a roto pack or use some plain Jane gas can. I actually found a really good gas can. It was around $90 off of Amazon. But it is leak proof, smell proof, and it doesn't have a little breather valve. I've probably seen these before, these kind of jerry cans, and it works great. So the pressure gets relieved when you undo this latch and move it, and it comes with a little straw to help fill it into the Jeep that's sitting inside the Jeep, because I didn't want it to bounce around. But it does not leak whatsoever. It does not smell. And the key to this thing not leaking, where is it? There it is, right there, that thing. The key to is it's only got about, it's a 5-gallon tank. It's only got about maybe 4.5 gallons in it, give or take. And the reason for that is so when I'm driving around, the water isn't sloshing up near the top. It has areas to actually move. And 2, when the pressure builds in the tank, it's not got the fluid all the way up at the nozzle, so it's trying to, the pressure can only go one way, which is up or and expand. Well, if it's got nowhere to go, it's going to come out. So it's got room to expand, slosh around, and I have it strapped in the very back of the Jeep, and it is actually held in place by the tailgate door and the totes. So it does not move whatsoever, and it works great. I haven't smelled gas, period, since I closed it at the gas station a few days ago. So it's been doing great, and it's been, as you've seen in the videos today, it's not spilling whatsoever. So that's working really well. Then we have our water tank. It's 7 gallons, and I didn't fill it quite to 7. It was probably around 6, and I love it. It was like $20 at Walmart. It's big enough to hold enough water for everything I need, and then some, because I use this for washing, cooking, and drinking from, because it is drinkable water. And then we have our massive propane tank. There's a story with the propane tank. So I was talking to my dad, and I was telling him, yeah, I gotta, get a 5-gallon propane tank or something along those lines, so I can run my, camp stove and stuff like that at camp. And he goes, I have one, never been used. I was like, sweet. So when I went down to New Mexico and visited, I was picking up some of my old camp stuff, and when I asked him about the propane tank, he pulls it out. It was a full-size propane tank. I was like, Dad, that's not 5 gallons. He's like, oh. Yeah, so for now I have a full-size propane tank. I went and exchanged it at like Home Depot for like $23 because it was cheaper than filling it up, because the one he gave me was... So I am running everything off of it at camp. The stove, the campfire, which I'll get to in a second, and the Mr. Buddy heater. And I'm kind of glad I have it at the moment, because under 30 degrees last night, and I ran that Mr. Buddy heater for, I don't know, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning freezing to death, so it was running till I woke up this morning. So kind of glad I have it, and I'm going to use it on the fire pit tonight. So speaking of the fire pit, this is the fire pit. It does collapse down. Those little rings do collapse, and it goes up smaller. But that is the fire pit. We will open it up later. It produces a really good flame and then keeps it warm. Those ammo can fire pits was that it doesn't produce enough heat. Like, it doesn't heat a bunch of people unless you're like right next to it. And though it doesn't take up a lot of space, doesn't heat up enough, and I wanted something that was going to provide a lot of heat, and that when I have other people with me at camp, we can all be around it. Because so many places nowadays are going to, you can't burn actual fires because they don't want everything to go aflame, and then Smokey the Bear comes out and gets all mad. So propane is the way to go at the moment, and that's why we have that. And then we store our trash in my version of the Trasheroo. I didn't quite get the Trasheroo. You guys saw this way back in Hawaii. I cannot pronounce that name. I'm not going to try. But it works great. It holds the trash just nicely. It hangs off the back tire, and it keeps it off the ground. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I know it was a little bit different than how we do some of our other videos here, but I wanted to show you guys what I take on my overland adventures. At camp itself, I did do some shooting of gear in the garage. I am working on that video, but I may have to do some reshoots of it because the sunlight was all over my face and you can't see it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. We have a goal to try and hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we are working hard at that goal, so your guys' help brings us even closer. So please go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate all your guys' help and support, and I will see you guys out on the trail.